producers. It's your boy Matt from Music Producer School. It's a great day. Hope you're having a great day. So, if you are just joining us for the first time, be sure to join the Music Producer School community. The link is in the Facebook comments. I have been enjoying listening to your music over there on Saturdays. So, if you would like for me to give you feedback on your tracks, go join the Music Producer School community. I do that every Saturday, and I've been really enjoying listening to everyone's music over there. It's been a lot of fun. It's been inspiring. And we've been doing these classes now for, it's hard to believe, like almost like, I think like 3 or 4 months now. Um, and each week, if you've watched, along so far, I'm doing different topics each week. And also, if you're here, be sure to say hello in the comments. Let me know where you're watching from. So I've been doing these different topics each week. And as I said in the beginning, I'm trying to start from the very beginning. So if you're a brand new producer, you're brand new maybe to making your own music, I wanted to start it super simple so that everybody could kind of follow along. But we've been doing that for a few months now. We've done numerous lessons, and let me actually pull up and get a count and see how many lessons we've done thus far. Because I think, it's one thing to do the lessons and learn, and that's all good, but we need to also put it into practical use. So the first week, we started this in August. So we did a week on music theory, a week on drums, tempo, arrangement, mixing, vocals, synthesis, effects, mastering, chords, home recording, motivation, and DJing. So yeah, we've done we're approaching about 3.5 months worth of material we've gone over so far. And, I appreciate everybody following along and watching, especially all my international students. I know we got a lot of y'all out there, so it's great to see everybody that's learning and getting some value from this stuff. But eventually, we can do all the classes, but we need to actually make a song, because that's what this is about, right? It's not just about learning how to make drum beats. It's not just about learning how to do little mixing tricks. We need to learn how to make a complete song. So that's kind of what I figured this would be a good point to kind of take everything we've learned so far and put it into a cohesive kind of lesson, which this lesson will probably take us a couple of weeks, because I want to take you from the very beginning, my process. Everybody does it differently, and I do it differently every time. But I figured it would be cool so y'all could kind of see my process and just kind of see what we come up with. I mean, I have really no idea where this song will end up. I do know in my experience that whenever you think that a song is like the hit, like, oh, I've got a hit. Usually those don't ever come out to be hits. And often it's just a song that you just kind of do for fun, at least in my experience anyway. The songs that I have done purely for fun without thinking that anything big was going to happen to them have been the biggest songs by far that I've done. So I just thought it'd be cool to take you guys and girls along for the journey and show you how I put all of these subjects that we've covered together. And this will just be the first iteration. We'll do another few weeks of lessons after we do this song. And we'll have some discussions also on some of the techniques that I'm using, some of the questions you might have. But again, to show you my process starting literally from the conceptual idea of a song and seeing it all the way through to a finished product, I thought would be pretty cool for y'all to watch and see how I do that. So I'm still going to keep the lessons short to about, around 30 minutes. So it may take us a couple, maybe 2, even 3 weeks to do this, because I'm going to be doing such short lessons. But I know that not everybody's got a lot of time to sit there for an hour while I'm playing with plugins and all this stuff. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. And I guess I'll also mention this. I got an email a couple days ago, an unexpected email from one of the songs that I produced that went to number 3 on the charts in Germany, on the dance charts out there. And I got an email that my writing organization that I belong to ASCAP, is actually collecting now finally international royalties. So I have a royalty check coming from a song I produced that's being played on the radio right now over in Germany. And that was kind of, it was kind of cool. It was unexpected. And when you have little moments like that, it kind of inspires you. And I was like, shoot, I forgot all about that song. So now that I kind of had that little bit of inspiration, I said, well, maybe that's a sign I should do another kind of dance track like that. So I'm going to take you guys and girls along for the journey. What's up, Vincent? Thanks for saying hello. So the first thing I wanted to talk to you about, and again, I'm going to keep it short today, but we'll get a little something started and just kind of give you some of my thoughts on especially writing your own music. So the question probably from a lot of you, if you've not done this very much, is how do you start a song? And I can tell you, I've started songs tons of different ways. I could hear a sample from Haiti. What's up? That's cool. Thanks for saying hello from Haiti, Vincent. Appreciate that. So you could start a song from a myriad of different ways. I've started songs from just a lyric popped into my head. I've started songs from a sample triggered an idea, like, a sample of like a synth or a drum sample, or even like a sample in the sense of when you sample, make like a sampled beat and you hear like, say, an old song from the 60s and you're like, oh, I could take that one little piece there and sample it and turn it into a beat. I've had ideas all kinds of ways, writing songs with other people. They say something like a few words and it's like, oh, that would be a great song. So you just need to get that inspiration from somewhere. And if you sit down and you purposefully make it a point to write a song, you will find inspiration. Don't worry. You just got to keep looking, but you will find it. So one of the most popular ways I come up with songs is I will get these just kind of, I tend to usually write in the sense as far as getting an idea for a song is when I'll get a chorus idea in my head. So I like to call it the hook because that's kind of, the line that hooks people. So I'll get a hook in my head and I'll just kind of start, usually like when I'm driving and I'm not even really trying to write a song. So always big thing there, always keep your phone near you or something that you can record with, because I can't tell you how many, like literally probably hundreds of ideas that I've had just randomly pop into my head and I'm like, oh crap, I got to record that before I forget it. So I finally, especially when cell phones became, more popular, it was nice because I always had something to record these ideas on. So that was super helpful. So I'll often, like I said, just be driving and some kind of lyric idea will pop into my head. And it's hard to say where they come from. Maybe it's a traffic sign while I'm driving triggers it, or, I'm not sure what triggers them, but I'll just get these little random ideas for hooks sometimes, or just other lyrics or whatever. So the song that I'm going to attempt to do with you for this particular project, I believe that was kind of what happened with this one. I was just kind of, either driving or I don't believe I was sitting down writing a song. And I came up with this idea for a song and it's called All I Can Do Is Dance. So I'm thinking in the mind of my more house music, EDM, producer alter ego or whatever, which is called Matthew Rich. And that's the thing that I produced this number 3 song under. So I got this idea. I was probably really just like feeling dance music at the time and listening to some different stuff. And I still like to listen to house music and dance music when I'm working out and when I'm doing my cardio. So I may have been in that mode of thinking, but I came up with this idea for a hook for a song, and it was called All I Can Do Is Dance. So it was really just a little bit of the melody, and the line itself kind of came to me. So just all I can do is dance. Nothing super spectacular, right? But it was just the idea behind it, which was it's about kind of a person that they're kind of, having some difficulties, struggling with some things, and all they can do is dance. And if you've ever, been into house music or dancing or anything, I mean, music in general, but, dancing is a release for people. People like to dance because it frees them. It's a stress reliever. It's just like any other number of activities, but people love to dance. So it's kind of a story about a person who's having problems, and all they can do in that moment, they can't really change it or do anything about it except dance. All I can do is dance. So I wanted to show you guys what I use as far as writing. I use this program a good bit, and I've transferred all of my old notebooks that I used to just write stuff physically into this program, and it's called Master Writer. And if you go to, I believe it's app.masterwriter.com, it'll bring you to the website, and this is my own personal Master Writer. So you can see I have all these different songs that are in my Master Writer, and they actually just recently updated it. So there's some new features that I've never even seen because I haven't really used it in a while. I haven't been doing much writing, unfortunately, lately. So you can see that I actually wrote this idea down in 2015. That's how long I've had this idea for, since 2015. So that's another point. And again, I wanted to do this for you guys and girls because I wanted to show you the reality of producing and writing songs, okay? It's not just, oh, I got this great idea, boom, 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 record it, mix it, master it, boom, it's on the radio. No, it doesn't work that way. Sometimes it works that way. But often it will be, you get an idea, you work on it, something happens, you get busy with something else, or the idea doesn't work the way you thought it should, or it doesn't sound right, or you hit a wall, and you're just like, all right, I'll just come back to it. And then life happens, and before you know it, 5 years has happened, and you're like, oh crap, I wrote this 5 years ago. So that's me. But the first takeaway from this would be, that's why I believe it's key to always keep writing just different songs. Don't have this one hit song that you get so precious about that you just spend a year working on one song. That's a bad idea, really bad idea. I had problems with that early on in my career. I would just focus on this one song because I knew it was going to be a hit, and I would just like all I would do is work on this one song, and before you know it, months start to pass, a year passes, and the song's still just not working out. And it's just, you get so laser focused on that one song, you lose your perspective very quickly. So I recommend, I had to mentally make this shift in my career. I had to say, you know what? I'm just going to continually work on all kinds of different things, different types of music, different songs. I'm going to do different things in my life, not just produce music all the time. So that way I'm not so close to it, and I don't get so precious with every single song that I write. I'm just going to keep doing multiple songs, and as I just kind of go round and round of doing these songs, eventually songs will get finished and I'll be able to put them out. And that's what happened. I would just work constantly on different songs, just a little here. Okay, I'm bored of that. I'm going to go do country music now. Okay, I'm bored of that. I'm going to go do a rap song. Okay, I'm bored of that. I'm going to go back to doing house music. So I would highly encourage you to think about that process and how you do your own songs. So let's go to All I Can Do Is Dance, started in 2015. So this is, you can see I kind of have a separator here because I did a couple different versions, and I believe the main version that I like was this one up here. And we may be able to incorporate both of these verses in there. I mean, this is going to be a dance song, so I don't have to do a very long extended verse and bridge, but we may. So I wanted to just show you quickly how this song works, where you can basically, you can highlight, I believe the way it still works, you can highlight a word here, and I can hit rhymes. Okay, I have to type the word in, so I can just copy paste. So I hit rhymes, and I copy and paste in quickness, for example. And then I hit enter, and it's going to bring up all of my rhyming words with quickness. And the cool thing about this program, let me get me out of the way here. The cool thing about this program is, you see I have all the rhymes here, but on the right hand side, those are all the rhymes. Over at the rhyme types, I can go to close rhymes, which means it's not going to be just stuff that matches perfectly. So you see quickness, we've got bigness. I'm not sure what trigness is, but I guess that's a word. Then we can go even wider. Shiftless, listless, mistress. So you could see how this would be super beneficial when you're trying to come up with rhymes. And basically, it's just a rhyming dictionary, which is, if you've never used, a little secret that writers use of all types, not just songwriters, but I mean, songwriters use these rhyming dictionaries, but just like a normal book writer would use a thesaurus to find different, better words. So it's got that feature in there. It's got a ton of other features, which I'm not going to go through right now, but that perfect, close, and wide rhyming feature, I can't tell you how valuable that is. So I would definitely check out Master Writer if you're into writing your own songs. So I had already gotten this song pretty much written. So you can see I have my lyrics right here. One more day, feels like you threw my heart away. One last chance, you let a good love slip through your hands. Ain't it sad when the tears start coming, falling down like rain? That's another kind of songwriting tip there. You know, you wanna try and be as visual as possible. So you'll notice that I'm kind of, with each line or pair of lines, I'm trying to incorporate something visual into it, right? So the first line, one more day, feels like you threw my heart away. I mean, you could kind of see the person taking a heart and throwing it, right? Because everybody knows what a heart is. One last chance, you let a good love slip through your hands. So that actually kind of works with the throwing the heart away. They're throwing your heart away. They've got your heart in their hands. When they throw your heart away, you could see the love slipping through your hands. So again, you can see hands, it's visual. Ain't it sad when the tears start coming? Tears, we all know what tears look like. They're crying. Falling down like rain. Again, we know what rain is. We can see rain. It's like a sickness, you broke me with a quickness. That one's a little bit less visual, but everybody knows what sickness is, so everybody can kind of visualize what a sick thing would be. You broke me with a quickness, a brand new kind of pain. And everybody, of course, pain is one of the core emotions, so we know what that is. And then the chorus, all I can do is dance. So you know what dancing looks like. We all are familiar with that. So again, everybody's going to have their own spin on this. I'm just giving you my take on it. You want to try and be as visual as possible when you're writing your song. So I just wanted to show you today kind of my process, which was, I got this line, all I can do is dance. I recorded it with a melody on my phone, and then I went into Master Writer, this program here that I'm showing you, and I started finding some rhymes. I started writing out some lines. You can see, like I said, I did a couple different versions, and I just kind of hashed it out that way. So now what we're going to do, and that's where we're going to close it off today. So that was kind of the writing portion. I'll leave this up in case I guess I need to reference my my lyrics for some reason. So over here, I'm gonna get the project started here. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna save a copy of this before we get started. And we're gonna call this, I'm gonna put it in my music producer folder. And we're going to call this a folder called projects. And I'm going to call this all I can do is dance. And I'm going to call it 1.1. And I'm just going to call it MPS for Music Producer School. And I call it 1.1 because that way I know this is the very first file that I'm starting. And then if I was to come back, say later today after I do this lesson and do some new stuff, I would save as file 1.2. And then if I came back again, 1.3. I then increment my first number in that system when I come back on a different day. And that way it kind of helps me keep track of what days I worked on it and how many times I worked on it that particular day. So let me see if I have my I have my piano up here. So I'm pretty sure y'all can hear that. So the first thing that I do is I get my tempo. Very, very important that I get the tempo. So I'm going to, I used to have a little tempo plugin that I would use, but you can just tap in Ableton. So what I always do first and foremost is find the right tempo, right? So I'm going to kind of sing the chorus a little bit, and I'm going to tap along with the tempo so that we can figure out what it should be. So, all I can do is, all I can do is, all I can do is dance, yeah. All I can do is, all I can do is, all I can do is dance, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so I'm getting about 121. And I know, again, this is from being a DJ, that I'm typically going to want to maybe add about 1 BPM to that, because I typically, especially depending on, I mean, this is crazy, but this is like super like producer shit right here. It's where I am right now, it's the morning time. I'm not fully, I would say, awake necessarily yet. So my body, my heart rate, everything about my what I'm doing right now is a little more like relaxed and subdued. But again, we're thinking about making a song, if it's a dance song like this one's going to be, we're thinking about making it for people in the club, right? They're going to want to dance to it. So we have to remember, okay, even though it's the morning right now and I'm kind of just like waking up and just kind of getting my day going, and especially another thing is, and again, this may sound crazy, but I'm trying to give you all the real deal stuff here. I'm also sitting down while I'm thinking about this. So the fact that I'm sitting down, if you're writing a song that people are going to dance to, you're not going to feel the way they feel if they're on their feet and you're sitting down. So that's another thing, think about these things. If you're sitting down when you're figuring out the tempo, chances are it's going to be a little slower than what people on the dance floor are going to want. So with that in mind, I was coming up with about 121. I'm going to start it at about 122. And we're going to go there. And then I'm going to turn my metronome on and let's see what that sounds like. And I'll kind of sing along with it. All I can do is, all I can do is, all I can do is dance, yeah. All I can do is, all I can do is, all I can do is dance, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, that sounds pretty cool. Might even speed it up just another tad, but for right now, it's a little bit easier to speed things up vocally. In other words, Ableton and all these different programs now, we can stretch and compress audio, and MIDI is, of course, very easy to stretch and compress. But if I was going to record, say, a vocal and then slow it down, we have, say, this amount of vocal. Well, if I need to slow it down, I'm going to have to stretch the audio, which is a lot harder to get it to sound good. Whereas if I decide later on I want to speed things up, my audio is going to get compressed, which means all that vocal information is there in the waveforms, and we're just compressing it. So we're not having to stretch and like create audio out of nothing. So always speeding things up a little bit will be easier than slowing things down. So I'm going to start at 122 BPM. If we need to make it a little faster, that's okay. Now, the other part of this process is what I'm going to do today is I'm just basically setting up what I would call essentially a pre-production. What's up, Boyd? Thanks for saying hello. I would set up what's called a pre-production demo, and that's kind of what we're going to just do today really quickly. All I'm doing is setting up a pre-production demo so I can start just laying out a framework. I'm not worried about sounds. I'm not worried about the whole arrangement. I'm just worried about getting the idea down and start actually getting it down kind of on paper, so to speak. So I know kind of what my chorus is going to sound like. So let's get some chords laid down. Now, when I came up with this, when I wrote it, I was sitting at my piano, just a regular old acoustic upright piano. no computer involved, just literally sitting at the piano, and I wrote it. So I know I have an idea as far as like the key that it's going to be in. So I know that this one I started in A minor. So again, I'm going to go to my trusty songwriter chords. And if y'all haven't seen these before, you can find them at my online shop, which is musicproducer.school, and they're called the MIDI songwriter chords. So I know that I'm in A minor for this. So here's my A minor folder, and I'm just going to expand that, and let's take a look and see what we got. So I'm actually going to start this one in A minor. And then I know that I want to bring my pitch down a little bit to get started, so I'm going to pitch things down an octave. And then let's go back to my A minor folder here. And then let me turn my metronome on so we can get a little tempo going. And then I'm going to just do like an 8-bar loop here. Okay, the next one I think I did a C major. I think the next one was D minor. Very simple. Then I think I went to F major. Right? All right, so that's all we got, right? So now I'm going to attempt, hopefully this works okay for you guys. I'm going to put in just what I would call a quick rough demo vocal. So I'm going to mute my microphone in my streaming software here, and I'm going to turn it on in Ableton. I'm going to make sure y'all can still hear me, hopefully. Hey, 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 hey. All right, I think y'all can still hear me. There may be, I'm not sure if there's a little bit of an echo or not, but it's okay. We'll just do with what we got. All right, I want a little reverb, a little delay, give myself a little inspirational sounds here. And I'm just going to stretch this progression out so that I can record this demo vocal. Make sure I have enough here to record what I want to do. So I'm going to let this play through one cycle of 8 bars, and then I'm going to come in and record my vocal. Hey, 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 hey. All right, making sure we got it. I'm just kind of leaning over to my microphone here by the computer. So let's give this a whirl. Let me arm that. All right, here we go. Hopefully I can do this. There's a little bit of a delay, but we'll make it happen. All right, here we go. One more day, it feels like you threw my heart away. One last chance, you let a good love slip through your hands. All right, so I'm gonna do just that first part, and we're just gonna check and make sure that came through okay. One more day, it feels like you threw my heart away. One last chance, you let a good love slip through your hands. That was decent, but I'm gonna do it one more time. I had to warm up a little bit. Y'all forgive me, and I'm gonna try and go through the whole thing this time. One more day, it feels like you threw my heart away. one last chance. You let a good love slip through your hands, and ain't it sad when the tears start coming, falling down like rain? It's like a sickness, you broke me with the quickness, a brand new kind of pain. And all I can do is dance. All I can do is dance. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, and I'm turning my microphone back on. So let's give this a listen back real quick. And especially because, so I'm just using my streaming microphone here, not the microphone that I actually will record the vocal on. So again, this is just a rough vocal just to kind of lay out the idea, make sure that what we have is workable. And it also just gives you a little something to work with when you're starting to build the track up. That's another thing when you guys are producing. If you're writing, y'all know I'm a big advocate of working very quickly. Don't get yourself bogged down, especially if you're writing with someone and you're going to be the producer of the track. Get them involved. Let them start recording some vocals, because the thing is, when you're actually singing and you're writing, things are going to come out a lot more naturally as opposed to if it's all just in your head. So both of you, you and the artist or you and the other writer, physically sing these things out, because your body is going to kind of tell you where it should go. So let's take a listen to this and make sure it sounds halfway decent. Again, I'm not really tripping on the tone or the pitch and all that stuff. I know it's not the greatest in the world, but I'm just kind of focusing on getting the idea down. So let's take a listen. One more day, it feels like you threw my heart away. One last chance, you let a good love slip through your hands, and ain't it sad when the tears start coming, falling down like rain? It's like a sickness, you broke me with the quickness, a brand new kind of pain. And all I can do is dance. All I can do is dance. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, cool. So that's not the greatest vocal in the world, admittedly, but like I said, I'm just waking up over here, so y'all cut me a break. So one thing, because I have a really good ear for pitch. My voice is not especially unwarmed up, and I'll, make all of my excuses, but my ear, as far as pitch goes, is really good. So just even listening to a demo vocal like this will kind of irk me a little bit if the pitch is off as much as it is. So I'm going to throw this quick auto-tune effects on here, which is just a super quick kind of fix. I'm not a big advocate for auto-tune generally. Like I really actually kind of hate all the rapper auto-tune vocal stuff these days. But as far as just getting the pitch kind of locked in, the main thing is it's just not going to be distracting to me anymore. So I'm going to throw that on here, and I'm going to set my my key to A minor, and that way we can just get a quick little fix on there. One more day, it feels like you threw my heart away. One last chance, you let a good love slip through your hands, and ain't it sad when the tears start coming, falling down like rain? It's like a sickness, you broke me with the quickness, a brand new kind of pain. And all I can do is dance. All I can do is All right, so now I'm going to be sure to Command S so I can save this, because you don't want to lose that work. That's one thing you don't want to do. So I'm going to leave it here, you guys. Like I said, I don't want these lessons to go on too long. So that's the first part of the journey. We had an idea in our head. All I can do is dance. We've laid it down. We have some basic chords. We have a verse and a hook vocal. And that's where we're going to leave it for today. And I just also wanted to show you guys in this process, you don't have to sit at the computer for hours and hours on end. If you're feeling inspired and all that stuff, it's great. That's fine. You know, sit there for 5 hours and do your song. But especially for some of you that might have other jobs where you can't just sit in the studio all day and do this stuff, I want to show you how just attacking this little piece by piece, you're going to be able to make a complete song. So I'm going to leave it there for today. We have our idea, we have a little bit of a vocal, we have a very basic chord structure going on. So on the next lesson, when I come back, I'm going to show you how I take this very, very simple thing that we just did today in about 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and I'm going to show you how to start building that into something great. So I'm going to play it for y'all one more time so it can get stuck in your head, hopefully. One more day. Feels like you threw my heart away. One last chance. You let a good love slip through your hands. And ain't it sad when the tears start coming, falling down like rain? It's like a sickness, you broke me with a quickness, a brand new kind of pain. And all I can do is dance. All I can do is dance. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. I hope that was helpful for you guys out there. Come back for part 2. We're going to keep building this song into something special, and I'm going to show y'all every step of the way. Y'all have a great one. I'll see y'all again on Thursday. Peace.